Just talk about
For the cast of the original Texas Chain Saw Massacre.
Are they on?
We can do like Mick and Keith. St. Mike, huh?
Yes, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Together again.
Yeah.
Sit on my face. No, no.
And tell me that you love me. No. I'll get a chair eventually for me.
This sucks. I can only see the front row. And they put all the naked ladies in the back.
In the back. I know. Haven't you had enough of that? Okay. Highest grossing Texas Chain Saw Massacre film of all time. Is it everybody's favorite film or what? Scariest. Yeah.
Showgirls, the director's cut.
Yes, true enough. Thanks, sir. Besides Mr. Danziger, most of you guys are from like the southern states, right? So,
No.
So,
No,
no?
I'm a Midwesterner.
You didn't get far.
Midwest, okay, sorry, Midwest, East Coast, Southwest. Sorry, my point is, before you know, the movie's so gritty, and it was because like there wasn't too much professional acting at the beginning. Like,
Oh, whoa,
it
whoa,
was like professional acting, but it was gritty because it was like a lot of your guys' first time doing stuff too. Right?
Well, it was my first film.
Yeah, so
first feature film.
So my question was like before that film, like what had you guys done in TV work?
I was doing children's theater in Chicago.
Children's theater.
Yeah, I was doing a play called The Terrible Tales, wearing green and yellow tights, and dancing around telling folk tales and singing folk songs from around the world.
What?
2 shows a day, 6 days a week for $275 a week.
So pretty much what you were getting paid for Texas Chainsaw then.
Yeah.
I was a professional lesbian. Thespian.
Professional thespian.
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 I was doing Shakespeare, ennui.
Oh, were you?
What light by yonder window shines.
Oh, so you
Jesus,
Right.
Julie. You know, and
Right.
so they said, do the cockamamie movie. I'm like, actors don't do movies.
They voice act like you, right? So in Texas then, like was film booming in 1974? Like was there a lot of work? Like was there or was it just nothing? Like was it just this film?
50 years ago, I don't know.
I was a student at UT in the drama department.
I was going to bring up how
And
studies, yes.
with Ed, we had done a number of projects together. And then I did a lot of film work in the RTF department there on the campus. You know?
RTF explain to me.
Radio, television, and film.
Okay.
And so I had done stuff, student stuff.
Yep.
And then I got lucky and I made a couple of industrials in Austin, and then that led me to Chainsaw. So, yeah, I was a lucky guy.
And did some of you guys met like Toby before this?
That's Alan.
Alan, yeah. How did you meet Toby Hooper?
Well, I was doing social work back in late 60s. And in so doing that, I met a couple by the name of David and Amy, and that was Toby's first movie. It was a movie called Eggshells.
Yep.
How many people have seen that?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Nobody.
Go see it.
Well, you can now see it. If you Google Eggshells, the movie, you can see it on YouTube.
Really?
And I'm going to just go on a slight rant because of that. In that movie, there's a scene where I'm talking to Kim Henkel, who wrote Chainsaw. And he's reading some kind of outlandish poetry to me, and I'm looking around, and all of a sudden I go, "You talking to me?" And I said that line in 1969, and Taxi Driver didn't come out till 76. And in Taxi Driver, there is a scene from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which leads me to believe that they saw that, and they saw Eggshells, and they stole that line from me. I didn't get my props. I don't know if there's a lawyer here that can do some pro bono work or Sonny Bono work or something. But anyway, I wasn't an actor, and if you see some of the reviews, one guy called me this 30-year-old disco stew-looking dude. But because of Eggshells, they kept adding scenes for me, and then the movie came out, nobody saw it, and 4 years later, I got the script for Leatherface, so I really didn't have to audition. They just wanted me to be this character, and lo and behold, look at what we have.
Yeah.
We have Chainsaw fans, which are the best.
Absolutely.
So,
God's family.
claps for yourselves.
Will, Toby, I saw an interview with you and you said that Toby told you that no good actor dies quickly.
No, that's my line. Well, actually, it's Jimmy Cagney's line.
Okay.
For anybody who knows Jimmy Cagney.
Yep.
But yes, that was his line, and I stole it.
So how did he get you guys like into character on set? Like, was he? I've never met him, so I'm like, was he?
Neither did we.
precocious? Was he? Neither did you. Yeah, was he not there at all? Pretty. Yeah. Or was he
No.
scaring you guys into it? Like.
For us, for me, I kept going to him and saying, well, what about this scene, and what's my motivation here?
Your
And
paycheck.
that's what it came down to. Thank you, Ed. But no, Toby kept saying, "Oh, just be yourself." That was the extent of his direction until it came to my death, and then finally we collaborated, and that's why I think it's as good as it is. Because we, well, here, try this. Oh, and add this. And, oh, I'll do that. And then together, and then with Gunner whacking the out of me with a rubber hammer.
So then, like the casting process or what existed of your auditions, like, was that, like, what did he get you guys to do? Were you just fucking running and dying? Like, what, like?
No, for
Did it
me.
happen? Did it even
For
happen?
me, no. I met with Kim Henkel,
Okay.
and I had a resume and I had done other stuff, and I was short enough and cute enough, and okay, you're it.
Were you guys scared at all? Like San Antonio, like Texas had a lot of like actual kind of murders and stuff in the news back then. Like, had you guys heard about any of that stuff when you were on set? Like, because I guess Toby said like part of his inspiration was what was in the news at the time. So he didn't allude to any of those things. I guess that'd be too scary.
We were college students. We didn't much watch the news. No, Toby said one thing to me, one little tiny phrase, the entire filming process.
What?
I was doing a combination of, I have a schizophrenic nephew that does all that stuff,
Right.
For real.
Yep.
And so I had done that in the audition to get rid of Toby because we were on our way to acting class. We wanted nothing to do with anyone that had anything to do with film. We were serious actors.
Okay.
We wanted to get rid of him as quickly as possible. So I did this maniacal kind of thing, and he was like, backed out of the room.
Yeah.
And so 3 days later, here comes Kim Henkel with a contract, and I go, I'm an actor. I don't do film. And he goes, well, yeah, come on, it'd be fun. I said, well, nobody will ever see it. So then, I agreed to do it, and we put one of my favorite character actors, Strother Martin. What we got here, failure to communicate. That's Strother Martin. Well, I did his kind of halting voice and mixed it in with the hitchhiker movements,
Okay.
and did that. And the one phrase that Hooper said the entire filming process, he comes over one day and he takes his little Clint Eastwood cigar out and he goes, do some more of that Strother Martin stuff. And I said, okay.
So it really was all you guys.
That was it.
I think that from what I observed being there, and from what I know myself, is that Kim Henkel seems to be more involved with directing the actors, giving the actors ideas, and he was constantly rewriting and tearing off a line and tearing it off and handing it to somebody, And really the only direction I got from him was, he said, you ever seen a newborn baby nursing on their mom? I said, yeah. I had two nieces and a nephew at the time, my sister breastfed, I said, yeah, because you know how once the milk starts coming, they get excited and everything. I said, yeah, I know exactly. I said, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so yeah, no direction at all, pretty much.
What he said.
I guess so. Like the house was really scary. Like, and apparently the set deck was all crazy. I mean, who's a set deck? You've done set deck, right? Yeah. So okay. Has anybody else done like set deck for film in here? No. Okay, sweet. So like, what did the house smell like? Apparently they were picking up carcasses and fucking dropping dead cows from around the block. And like, dude, like these are all rumors, but like, was any of that true? Like there were some real bones, there were some.
Oh, most of the bones were
It
real.
was real, right?
Yeah,
so,
we also have all sorts of human teeth.
Human teeth in 100-something degree weather
Yeah.
with the long days. So I guess
That was
all
real.
that sweat you guys had on your shirts and everything was real, right? Like that was.
Exactly. No.
Never smelled anything like Gunnar Hansen in about 2 weeks into filming. God damn. It was like not even of this world. It was like Martian BO or something. It was just unworldly.
John used to come in and he'd look down at Gunnar and go, Mexican food again?
Oh dear. So let's hear it for Gunnar Hansen and Marilyn Burns, who obviously couldn't be here. With us today. A lot of people say like Marilyn should have won like an Academy Award, like some kind of award for that acting, because you guys are obviously incredible. She went through probably even more rigorous stuff.
What we put her through.
What you guys put.
Let me just put this in perspective for you. I moved troops through triple canopy jungle in Vietnam easier than what Marilyn had to do in this film. That was easier. Dude, what a trooper.
Yeah, so, and I mean, because, there's, again, to go back to rumors, I think Texas Chain Saw Massacre has a lot of things people are like, oh, like, this happened, because it felt so real, right? And a lot of films now, everything's so planned, everything's so crisp, an actor would be like, if that fucking comes, like, that wouldn't happen realistically these days. But, like, chainsaws, like, right close up to the face, still with the link on, and all that stuff. So that is, like, all that stuff really happened, right? Like, was she...
She was
she
wrecked.
have-
She was destroyed after
She
the
was
movie was
destroyed,
over.
yeah.
I mean, she was beaten. She was hit. I mean, they cut her finger.
Yeah.
They really cut her finger to get the blood going for
And that's just a rehearsal.
Grandpa.
If you look at the scene, the hammer scene with me, real briefly, you'll see laceration back here.
Yeah, because it was real.
Real quick, yeah, and that's where I got her with the handle on it was a foam rubber head,
Yeah.
but I had a hickory handle, and it's one of those hammers that the handle stuck a little bit through the top, so I could run a counter pin in there, something like that. And I caught her with that right here.
So
something that physical, somebody's always bound to get hurt.
If that movie was done today, it would have been like an Alec Baldwin, thing. You know what I mean? We'd have all been arrested.
not too soon, whatever.
But you want to watch the movie again and watch the final scene in which Marilyn is in the back of the pickup and it's leaving.
Yeah.
Watch what she does.
Oh, yeah.
She's that close to real life, real time hysteria.
Right.
That close.
Right.
And we talked about that. We were going, hey Marilyn, were you close?
Yeah. That close. So you guys, after that, I mean, there's no way, like now we're obviously talking about it and kind of having a giggle, but like at the time, like that was like, fuck you, Toby, right? Like that was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, Gunnar and I were like, who do we have to do to get off this set?
Right, yeah. Like, yeah, not to get the job.
No,
to
get off
get
this-
fired, yeah. Oh my God. Okay, well, she's incredible. I so much wish that she could be here with us today.
She is.
She is here, you're right. She's with all of you guys. Ed, you voice acting, a big collector. You got some. Do you want to tell these guys about what?
No.
Video. Oh, okay. You don't want to tell them? Video game. Something else that I'm not allowed to talk about. But like.
When I was in high school, the guy comes, the vocational counselor guy, right? And he's got the big book with all the jobs in it, and he's going to help you plan what you're going to do with your life.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, what are you good at? I go, when I made funny voices up for my classmates, I go,
What do you do?
well, I talk stupid. He goes, you talk stupid.
Look stupid.
He's looking. He goes, there are two things. I said, two? He goes, politics or show business? He goes, are you
the same thing.
basically honest? I said, basically. He goes, politics is out. Show business for you. So now I'm still talking stupid.
So the video game, I mean, that's pretty cool. You're like voicing yourself and.
Oh, the video
Yeah,
game?
the video game. That's what I am.
The video game. They call Kim Henkel in Austin, and they go, how do you like the graphics that we're putting together for the new game, man? These are all the hipsters from LA that have put this. And Kim goes, wow, they look great. These are wonderful graphics. The technology's amazing. And they go, well, maybe you could help us with something, man. We can't find anybody that can do the hitchhiker's voice. We've auditioned 36 people. And Kim goes, why don't you get Ed? Ed, have you seen his internet movie database page? It's 109, man. And they go, no, he sounds just like he did. Bullshit. So they make a tape, they send it out. They call back, oh my God, that guy nailed it. Who is it? He goes, it's Ed. They go, what? They go, oh, you send out a tape made in 1984. Thanks a lot. They go, we taped it Tuesday. We'll have those plane tickets right out.
Good for you, man. That's awesome.
In Los Angeles, in show business, in Hollywood, if you're 39, you're dead.
Fuck.
I'm dead.
We're all dead then. Does anybody play the video game? Yeah? Right on. Awesome. Does he sound like that in it, or pretty much? Oh, yeah.
Not bad for 109, huh?
Ed, you also have like a ton of posters. Like you're a big collector, right? Like you got.
I love movie posters.
You love movie posters. How many would you say?
Well,
that you have?
I like the Polish movie posters because they do artwork instead of photographic pictures of actors. Which are like really boring. But primarily the posters in America are driven by the agents, so you have to have a big glossy photo of the star.
Right.
You have to, or they won't let you do the poster.
Right.
In Poland, they don't have that problem. They watch the movie and then they do the artwork,
Right.
and it's what they felt when they saw the movie. But they're trained artists. Some of the best artists in Europe have done Polish movie posters. So they're very erotic, very exotic. Look them up.
Japanese
Like,
ones and
whoa.
stuff too. Yeah. That's cool.
But I like those. I have a lot of those.
So, okay. End of the table. What, like, biggest memory from that film? Just to go, like, what?
Probably the favorite. I have a couple of, but one is the gas station scene.
Okay.
And if you notice, we come into the gas station, and Jim Sedow, who's also a terrific guy,
Yes.
and he comes out, to say that they got no gas.
Yep.
And that troll-looking guy that's puts that soapy water on the windshield wiper. I've said this before, but as he was doing that, inadvertently I hit the windshield wiper, and so it splashed all the soapy water on Jim Sedow's face, and he's trying to deliver his line with soapy water dripping down, and Bill and I, we lost it.
He was probably happy for the free shower, though.
Oh
right?
yeah,
You guys
oh
were
yeah.
sweating it
And
out.
so it was take after take, and we kept laughing, and it got so bad that actually Toby walked off the set. And
walked off the
he
set?
walked off the
Of
set,
all people?
and,
Okay.
and Kim Henkel had to finish it out.
It's one of the best things in the film.
Yeah, yeah. There's just some subtleties and the troll going back and forth. There's a lot of comedy in
lot of comedy,
Chainsaw.
yeah.
And I think originally it was going to be a kind of a spoof on horror movies, but when they saw the reality of the horror was working, they played down. Although they kept a lot of the lines that I say in that movie are my own lines. Those weren't scripted. A lot of stuff.
A lot of like as far as horror films go, the gore level is actually not
Very little.
It's very little.
It's
Yeah,
more
it's
in the
all-
mind,
it's all-
and that's due to Bob Burns And
Okay.
his stuff that he did, the bones and the decoration, he was brilliant. He was a
The
genius.
soundtrack too. Like,
Yeah.
It was just so frightening.
Yeah.
That noise. And
Exactly.
Stuff really put you in it.
Well, yeah, the set decoration is like almost like another character in the film.
Really?
So much a part of the film.
Yeah.
And the movie the title changed from Leatherface or
Leatherface.
Head Cheese to the Texas Chain Saw Massacre.
Were you guys happy with that title, or you
The
prefer it
best,
to be called Head
absolutely
Cheese,
the
or-
best,
Okay.
the best. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I know, like, I'm a VHS collector, and I know, like, even the covers of those films, they're worth like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Like,
Yeah.
and then everybody brings them here to get you guys to sign them, and they're worth even more. Right? So don't forget to get your signatures, guys. Also, yeah, so I mentioned it before. I know, Ed, when I met you at Shockstock, I paid you in a bag of weed.
Hey.
For some photos.
That was for my nanny
No, yeah.
and my kid.
Well, you can think about it.
My
I
kid's
know.
24. So.
But the narrator, John LaRoquette,
LaRoquette,
apparently, again, another rumor, he was paid in
Yeah, he was
weed
paid
for.
for weed.
Is that true? Was that true?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Confirmed.
Is anybody else paid in other weird things that we should know about, or not know about?
Well, I was promised Monica Bellucci's home phone number, but that didn't
I
happen.
didn't know.
Well, I was saying,
Still,
Luke Harriman and Lou came in from Colorado and I came in from Chicago. And we were staying there was an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment off campus that the production had rented to have production meetings and the first reading and all that stuff. So Lou and I were living there, and the refrigerator was always filled with bottles of Heineken. So
Oh, that's okay.
that was a little bonus.
That's a bonus. Okay. No water, but Heineken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was working, like, was there working electricity even in that house at all, like in the solar
Oh, yeah,
house?
there was
there?
electricity,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. It just looks so set decky, like, you know.
I think that's where the famous phrase came from, was it? John, can I touch your hiney?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's a little-
Love that Heine.
Okay, no more questions about legal
Jeez,
stuff.
okay.
Says, I'm gonna open it up to you guys. Does anybody have a question or two to ask these guys? Yeah, sure, right in front.
Hi. While you're filming, did anybody play pranks during filming? Was there shenanigans that went on?
The one I recall, which was quite funny, is Ed, he had scabs all over him that were made with little latex with some stage blood and then a
Raisins?
raisin.
Raisin.
A raisin.
A raisin cut in half, spirit gum attached flat.
And,
But the
and
punks love that.
he'd sit there and somebody be looking at he'd pick one of those fucking scabs off and eat
It's a
it.
raisin. No. It's a raisin. I was starving.
I'm making the face because I'm a makeup artist. I'm going, the fucking makeup. You're
No.
ruining it.
Here's Hooper. They go, leave that in. He goes, no, I'm not leaving that in.
Oh my God.
They look at Hooper and go, it's a friggin' horror film. No, it's too much.
What did you guys what did you guys like eat on set? Like, what was
It
there?
was kind of hippy-dippy stuff. It was
But delicious.
Tell him about
It was
your
very good.
It was
brownies.
what was
Actually, the food was pretty good. The sound guy whose van we used in the movie did the food, and as I
His
recall,
wife-
I thought it was
wife-
very good.
His
It was
wife
very
was
good.
catered it, yeah.
She was yeah. So the food was pretty good.
Was she the one that did the brownies?
Yeah.
Yes.
They bring a plate of
the raisin?
brownies. These are like really
Good
good
brownies.
brownies.
Yeah.
Now,
There
Gunnar,
was stuff in the brownies.
That's what they paid you.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
no, we didn't know. Well, Gunnar didn't know.
Yeah.
And so they had a plate of them, and we're all out filming, and his scene was already
That's
finished.
why the chainsaw's coming so close to the face.
No, and he was starving, so he goes, well, the food's not gonna be ready. He goes, oh. See, these are good. We get there, and Gunnar's like, I can't feel my leg. And all we heard then was, where the brownies? Those are for the crew.
So that added to the smell, I'm sure, as well, too, right?
We had, there was a no dope smoking on set rule
Okay.
that's the 70s. You had to have that, I
I
guess.
was gonna say you probably fought that role with that.
Yeah.
Or you
But
ran.
I walked around behind, doing something, walked around behind the house for some reason. And
To smoke a dope.
and when Toby was back there, he just lit up a joint and Kim caught it.
Yeah.
and
So
started
Kim was the
screaming.
police of that.
Yeah, and Kim said, Kim said, you made up this fucking rule, nobody else can smoke, and you're back here fucking, you know. And they didn't know that I came around the corner, so I just kind of turned around and, you know, walked the other direction.
Was Kim hard? Like, was it hard nosed? Like,
No, God,
was it
Kim's the
sweetheart,
most laid
sweetheart.
back guy you'd ever want to meet.
Great guy.
And a very, well, if you've seen the film, his sense of humor is.
Yeah.
Here's a little look into Kim Henkel's mind.
Okay.
He's the first screenwriter to ever write a handicapped character that you can't fucking stand.
To this day, they cheer when he gets.
It is funny though, isn't it?
You're right. You're so
That's
right.
his sense of
You're
humor.
so
I know.
Couldn't do that
I'm gonna put
today.
him in a wheelchair and make him really fucking obnoxious.
I mean, that's true. We all hated him, and we were happy when he died.
We cheered when he
But it was
died.
later on that I met him at these first horror show, which was in 2004. And honestly, I thought I'd be meeting serial killers, wannabes. But it turns out these are the nicest folk you can ever meet. But he turned out to be really a super nice guy. He was a wonderful
the first guy I
guy.
met, my first day there, and they were shooting in the old house, the old stone house there.
Yeah.
And the van dropped me off, and there's Paul sitting in his wheelchair all by himself, and had folding lawn chairs set up around him in like a semicircle, like a conversation nook, like everybody was going to sit between takes and.
Because he has to be in a wheelchair the whole time.
And talk and stuff. And he was sitting there all by himself drinking a bottle of Coke. And he said, "Silent over here, party, have a seat. Oh, grab yourself a drink." And he had this fucking Cadillac convertible as long as this fucking room was wide, with a big fins on it, like if you were running behind it and they slammed their brakes on you, you'd be dead. Impaled. He said, "Grab yourself a drink," and he had a construction site size cooler in the trunk, which was open, and it had Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, and cans of Budweiser.
Bud. Okay, so Bud and I.
6:30 in the morning, 7 in the morning, I'd grab a Budweiser and sit down with him.
And it's 7:30, 7:35, 7:40. All right.
Bill, were you gonna add to that?
Oh, I was just going to say that he stayed in character the whole time.
The whole time?
The
Yeah.
whole
The whole
time.
time.
He was afraid if he took it off, he couldn't get him back on. And
Right. So he was like this obnoxious guy between takes.
So you guys
It-
were annoyed with him offset?
Exactly.
everywhere.
One day, though, we were sitting, like John was saying, out there, and we came back after a take, and he turned to me and said, "Bill, would you go over and get me a Dr. Pepper out of the cooler?" I said, "Get up and get it yourself. You're not crippled, you know."
That's why everybody now in the handicap spots, you're always looking to see if they're handicapped or whatever. It's because of that movie, right? Like,
You know,
no one
but
trusts them.
I hate that. Sometimes I get out of the car and I forget to limp. They're on you.
Oh, my God. Okay, another question. Yes, in the back there.
Any upcoming future projects for you gentlemen?
Anyway.
Upcoming new project.
Actually, yeah, and I think Ed should have mentioned that we are involved with a movie that should be coming out. It's won a lot of awards. It's called Cannibal Comedian. And it's about a cannibal that goes into stand-up comedy. And I did the voiceover at the beginning, and I think Ed does at the end. So
I voiced the skeleton at the end of the movie.
When does that come out?
it should be coming out in the next few months.
Winning
'cause,
awards everywhere.
Everywhere.
Awesome.
And then I'm going to be producing a movie called The Weed Hacker Massacre, and we're shooting that in March. And
I'm
it says,
in that.
yeah, and
Common theme
yeah,
here, right?
and I hope it's good. Otherwise, I have to go into hiding, since it says Alan Danziger presents.
Presents, yeah.
So. But anyway, after 50 years, to still be doing it and to still have people come up and want to talk to us, it really means a lot. And so I get all the energy I can ever have from folks like you that
Thank
come
you.
on and want to talk
Yeah.
to us.
I have a couple projects. I have two films that have just recently been released. One is The Macabre, where I play a nightclub magician. Kind of guy. And then Harlow's Haunt, and I play Harlow. And I've won 3 Best Actor awards on the circuit so far. for that one, and it's just went streaming last Wednesday.
Awesome. Okay, so YouTube, we can find that? Streaming sites?
I don't know how that
Yeah.
works, man.
Guys,
I'm an old
business
videotape
contact.
guy. I don't know how to use it.
Okay, we got time for 2 more questions.
You got to wait for, it's, I think, 2 months, but we're
Okay.
having a lot of fun right now. I'm doing all the voices for I can't even say.
I know, you can't,
A
I was just so about to say
hitchhiker
it.
pinball machine.
He said it!
No, no.
Oh.
I keep
sorry.
calling every morning, going, really? Stop calling here.
Yeah, you guys know how, like, Halloween, like, pinball machines are huge, right? They're re-releasing the Halloween games, they're super
talk to you and
expensive, so
everything, too.
they talk to you, they move,
Oh, but doing the voice work was insane.
That's crazy.
Because you got to do 3,000 little tiny snippets that
They
react to whatever the ball is doing.
Oh, God.
You know, 2 hours later, you're like,
That's cool.
no,
We gotta
2
get
hours
one
later,
of
you
those
got, I
now.
got nothing, I'm done.
I know some pinball arcades, we'll get it in there, collect the
I
quarters.
can't, I already got people ordering them. And I got to tease Elvira, because my friend Elvira has always had a pinball.
Always, she's.
And I go, no, I have one.
Junkies,
You and,
Elvira, yeah.
you and me in the McCarran Airport in
Knocking
Vegas
balls.
together.
Yeah.
And I'll have more balls than you.
Okay, we got time for another one. Back there with the scar on your face, yes.
Oh, would you please stand up?
Stand up, let's see your face.
Very nice. Very nice.
They can treat that condition now.
With a raisin.
I didn't have time to get one.
We'll get some
I'm a
raisins
prettier
for you.
version of the hitchhiker. My question's Fred. You said that your paranoid schizophrenic nephew was the basis for the hitchhiker character.
What?
Has he ever seen the movie, and if so, what was his reaction to
Have I ever seen one?
Your schizophrenic nephew that did that.
Has he seen the
Has
movie?
he seen the
Hey, his lawyer sued me 9 times. If I ever get any money from the film, I'll pay him.
Actually, though? Has he seen it?
I'm sorry. Was there a question? Oh, yeah, he's seen it. He goes, I don't do that.
Oh, my God.
Oh, here goes John.
Breathe.
There's no lawyers in here, right? Okay, no.
Anybody have a paper bag?
Okay, we got time for one more. Yes.
I was just wondering, I heard a rumor that Gunnar wouldn't let you guys see him before your...
That was Toby's idea, to keep us separate, and so that then, when you had that moment, you really had that moment.
They were pretty realistic reactions.
Yeah, and the first time that, I go into the house and I hear the squealing in the back, what's going on back there? And I go up and I trip and I look up. That was the first time I'd ever seen him. So it was scary. It worked.
And that was the same for me in that I had them blindfold me sitting outside the house, so for about 15 minutes. So I was already worked up into a lather, and it was my nod to the Stanislavski method, although I didn't even know what that meant. So when I end up going into the house and finally get, see the hook and then the freezer, so when that sheet pops open, I'm already screaming. And so, Gunnar's coming in. I ran out of the house before he was even in the shot. And Toby had to yell cut several times. And finally the guys behind me pulled me down, as I was taking that shot. And that sledgehammer, that's like 50 years ago. I'm still getting terrible headaches. So
yeah, every single one of you pretty much had like some kind of terrifying experience yourself.
yes.
On this.
Yeah.
And that's just from payday.
That's just that was the second terrifying experience. Yeah.
The real massacre took place after the movie with the distributors, who who were mafia.
Yeah.
So this
nother
movie,
story.
that's a whole other panel discussion.
No
So
lawyers.
stay tuned.
We have time for one more question. Does anybody have another one? Yes.
It was kind of in a similar vein. Like when this movie came out, there was nothing like it. How did your family and friends react when they watched it for the first time?
My mother was mortified.
How did your family and friends react to it when they saw it?
Oh, how did I? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, my parents saw it in Florida in a porno theater.
Why was it there?
And the second feature was Debbie Does Dialysis. Oh, there you go.
Let's hear it for the cast of Texas.
Thank you.